It's Lorraine and Jules from our Crafty Corner.
Hello, nice to see you. And boy, we've got cold here. February can be just as cold as January. That's the thing out here in Alberta. So we had, last night I think, minus 30 and then wind chill minus 40.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
You don't go out and snow. Lots of snow.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's right across Canada.
You don't go out shoveling and doing stuff like that when it's that cold, but hopefully today we can get out there and take a shot at trying to clear some of this mess here.
Yeah, for
anyway,
sure.
we're what we're doing is we're just featuring a couple canvases for you, just a couple of our whips that we're working on, and the video you'll see, I'll talk, the first one will be The Secret Garden with Josephine Wall and then Lorraine.
And this is Cafe Patty by Hannah Lynn.
And we'll each of us just be discussing how things are going with those canvases. And then after that, we're going to talk about our stash of release paper. So you don't often talk about that. And we would just want to show you the difference of different types of release paper and the companies that we've been dealing with. So that's going to be our video today. So we'll be seeing you. So it's Jules here, and I'm just introducing you to, well, my most challenging canvas. We're going to talk about our most challenging canvas and the most satisfying one. So this one here is the most challenging canvas. And as you can see, it's a big canvas. So that's part of the challenge. The other part is, it's not only that it's big, it's 90 centimeters wide by 110 long. So as soon as it gets over 100, you're now getting into extra large. So this is what this is, it's extra large. But the other thing is the 200 drill types, like 200 is big. When you're managing under 100, you can have it in, a couple big containers and, something that's a little bit more manageable and you can work with it easily. And when you got 200, you're kitting up quite a few different things, and you're also kitting them up with some kind of theme to help you find the drills. Because when you're looking at this canvas with the little tiny little, as a matter of fact, for me, one of the things that I have to have here is magnifying glass. And I use the magnifying glass sometimes because I can't discern. There's my magnifying glass that I use. By the way, these are handy little guys. This is called Waltex, I think. Waltex. Anyway, most of this you can get on Amazon, and this is very handy when you're trying to discern, because when you think if you've got to come up with 200 different ways to identify your drills, you're going to have some that are fairly close together. The signs look almost too close, and so you have to sometimes use that. I'm not saying all the time, but there are sometimes when you have to use that. I've been working on I've got one long row here. See, so I'm working from the right and I'm working all the way down to the left. And like most people who are right-handed, which I'm right-handed, you work on the right so that when you're laying your hand down, placing, if you do a little bit of that, you're laying on a part that's been completed already. So the other part with this canvas that's a little frustrating is you look at the canvas and what do you see on this part of the canvas? So you see sort of a light green, right? Because it's Secret Garden, so you kind of expect green. Well, this is an extremely dark color. It may be a form of green, but it's so dark. So here's the stuff I've completed, and you see how dark the canvas is. Now there's light that's going to come here, but on the most part, on the around here, it's dark. I'm going to find that in different parts of the canvas. The confetti will go completely crazy once I get beyond this border, because borders are usually like that. They'll allow you to do some multi-placing and line blocking, so you get kind of a lot of opportunity to use. But after that, you're almost into single placing. Now, for a canvas like this, so often, everybody will talk about the type of pens they use, and for me, if you were working on a little 30 by 40, you could take a little single placer and enjoy your time, right? And by the way, this is a Diamond Art Club. I don't have like expensive pens. What I did, Lorraine and I just looked on Amazon, but this one here is a Diamond Art Club. Sometimes you get some special ones like that. We looked on Diamond Art Club, and they have different sets with all the multi-placers all as a set. So you have a 10 and an 8, and this one's a 10, for example. And we didn't pay very much for these. And that's a great thing to go for, because the way I work on a canvas like this, now there's multi-placers that some really good people that are really good at diamond art, and they've been in it for a while, will use a big multi-placer, stainless steel, get that from Diamond Art Club and some other guys. But, and they're screw on, I mean, they're high quality. And they use it for whether they're placing a 2 or 4 or whatever, because you could place 2 with this too. You can just go and say, well, I'm gonna take 2 drills, and I'm gonna place those 2 on here with my multi-placer, or 4 or whatever, right? So you can do it that way, but I've gotten into the habit of setting these up so that, especially a canvas like this, where I've got, this is a 10, okay? There's all the putties in there. So that's a 10. You can see there, it says 10. I will use mid-range, like the one I just showed you. This is a 4-placer on here, okay? With the putty, there's a 4. I've got a, this is a 9. Like, I've got quite a few different ones. I might have about 4 or 5 different ones sitting here. And then my single placers. Like I showed you, I do a lot of my multi-placing with this. It's not a very big pen, but it's lightweight. This too, these little cheapies with a squishy on them. These don't weigh anything. And you talk about strain. Well, I haven't had strain in that, but there are some diamond painters that do get it in the shoulder and different places. These little guys don't weigh anything. You put a little squishy on there, and if you want to do single placing, wow, this is like lightweight. Here you go. I've kind of gotten down to 2 trays that I use. Both of these I got from Yellow Dog Designs, and then they closed. But they had all the features I liked. You can easily see your drills because of the white background with the colors here. And so both of them are like that, but this is a medium one. This is a large, and I love the large, because when you're doing multi-placing, you want those drills piling in here and lining up for you, and then you go to town. How to attack an area. So what I did is I've left this little area here at the end, and by the way, you'll notice the cover papers we're using. This cover paper is from a J-wall. So you can see Crafts with Crashly does these ones. And so you can get themes, different themes. Well, this is a J-wall theme. And you can see how nice they are, right? So I've been using these for this canvas. So I just removed it from the corner over here, and kind of see, I haven't come up close because I've got my, well, maybe you can bring this down a little bit. How's that? Get you down a little closer so you can see a little bit more here. There. So you can see a little bit more of what I have here. But what's here is there's one predominant color, and that is quite frequent on this canvas, is that around the border it's dark. Okay, so you see this darkness here. All this that says E is going to be all this predominantly darker color. So that's, you know, in that kind of case, what I do, so there's my E. And by the way, these guys, the ones with the diamond art, they're the ones that do this canvas. I could have taken a smaller size, but I said, if I'm going to do a J wall, I'm going to go for it. So I went for the 110, but you could actually go 100. You can go smaller. And, but the one good thing they do have, so by the way, I keep this chart with me too. See, this has got all the 200 different diamonds are on here. See? There they all are. So if I have to quickly look at this, there it is. And then I've got mine kitted up in groupings. There's, they do the nice thing, which a lot of guys don't do this, is they group numbers, and then they group letters, and then they group everything else. So the categories I set up were brown, orange, blue, green, tan and yellow, and gray, black. And I just, you can see they're all numbered across here. So container 30 is a brown, orange, etc. So, and then I kitted up with these different themes. So, you know, the containers themselves are kitted up in this kind of grouping. So that gives me, like, there's 4 groupings here. There's 4 groupings there, which I just told you. And then there's the numbers and letters. So we're talking maybe 6 groupings. There's other people have taken, let's say, the 200 here, and they've just divided by 4. And they kitted 4 groups. So they could have their sheets set up with all the little drills and stuff and just cut it off at 50, and then the next 50, etc., etc. So that's another way to do it, because it's a lot handier looking at 50. If you look at this sheet, 50 takes you down to where my thumb is there. That's 50 right there. So you could have 4 sheets, for example, 50 on each, and it's easier for you to look at that. So there's another thought too. You could go with something like that. I've seen that recently, and I thought that's a good idea. Always like to grab ideas from other people and what their experience is. So this canvas, by the way, the canvas quality and everything's really good. It's just getting through these crazy areas like this. And for example, like I said, there's a lot of these E's, which are bordering around here, which are the dark drills. And E is grouped in the letters, so that was easy to find it. And because there's a lot of them, there's a big container used here. And these are Diamond Art Club containers, these big guys. So I have lots of those around, but I also have lots of the small ones, you know, because you've got 200 different colors, so different types of diamonds. So you can see this one here, how dark it is. Look how dark that is. And what I do is I just, I use my big guy here, and I pour them in. Okay, so let's place, you put quite a few, because what you want to do is you want to multi-place, and you want a lot of drills in there so that you can multi-place. You shake it up, and you can see how they're lining up really well. Now I'll show. See how how lined up they are. I didn't shake it that much, and I've got lots of groupings that I can grab. The drills, then the quality is good if you see that. I have the Kudeals one. It's the Tornado Landscape. Horrendous. This is my garbage drill thing here that I keep for garbage drills, and it almost like fills up with the Kudeals one. There's a lot of junky drills, and what happens with junky drills is when you have those in your containers, you don't get these nice lines because there's all kinds of junky drills in there, and it's very frustrating then for your multi-placing because you're constantly picking out so that you can finally get to this nice lines. So that one I would say is also that's what's more frustrating. This is more just patience. If you want patience, you pick up a J-wall and you go for it because this teaches you patience. With something like this, you can take your multi-placers 9 or see this one here is a big one. It's a 9, and you can start using your multi-placer quite a bit. By the way, I should turn on my light here, then you can see it better. There, see that? Lit it up, eh? And so you just go along like this, grab your 9, and then let's just start. Well, we could start anywhere in here where you see this string of E's is there. Okay, so we're just going to place it right there. I have to straighten it out a little bit, but that's how I'm going to do it. Okay, and I'm going to go along in this whole block, and I'm going to use my multi-placer, probably the biggest one. I've got a 10 as well, and I'm gonna go along, and I'm going to use a big multi-placer. By the way, you can also straighten with a straightener too. It's a handy little straightener here, this guy. So I'm going to go along, and I'm going to do as many of the 9s as possible, or 10, because I have a 10 placer here as well. Then I'll go along, and by the way, I do have this is a 5 placer. That's a nice pen actually too. See, and this one's metal. I think I got that again from Amazon, and they have sets that are great like this because they have a whole variety of multi-placers. So as you can see, I don't just use the one pen. I will pick up, what happens is I will multi-place with my big one as many times as possible, and then I'll pick up one of my smaller pens when I see the blocks are smaller, and I will pick up, let's say, a 5, and I will multi-place like that. So it depends what your canvas gives you and at what stage you're at, but you can multi-place with the different size pens that have different size multi-placers. Okay? So when you're demonstrating it, it never goes really great. I know that usually when I'm sitting there comfortably, I will go in here and I will be able to move fairly quickly and do all my multi-placing with my big ones. And this block here's got a lot of these E's that I showed you. It's going to have a lot of this dark color. And then up in the top of this, there's some changes of color up in here. But on the most part, there's quite a few of the green in here. So I'll probably be able to use my big multi-placer quite a bit in here. So I just wanted to show you that and also let you know that. And now again, multi-placing will all depend on your type of canvas you've got. Also, when you got something like this, it's nice to move it along. It's not like your small canvas where you can sit and you'll kind of enjoy maybe single placing. This one, you really do want to move it along, right? Because it's so big. Like, it's going to take quite a bit of time to complete this. And a lot of people start talking, instead of, months now, for doing one of these big canvases, you start talking years. There are people for the J-Wall event that have been carrying over canvases for years, like 2 years or whatever. So it could happen to me too. But I just thought I'd share that part and my experience with a big canvas like this. That's why I like to take the breaks and get into the canvases that are, bright and cheery and smaller, and that sort of explains that a little bit. But every end of the month, we'll give you guys our progress on our canvases, and I'll show you this one where I'm at as well. So I thought I'd share that piece in this taping we did here, and hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any ideas or thoughts, please share them. We enjoy hearing from you, and thank you. Okay, so we just completed my review of my challenging canvas over here. Here you can see the whole big monster. It's big. And but we're going to come over here, look at the color difference. See between the green and now look at this vibrant canvas. So Lorraine's going to talk to you about her experience with a Hannah Lynn canvas. Okay, so let's take a look.
So first of all, I want to say that I really do love Hannah Lynn. Her artistic work is just really, I love it. It reminds me of the Big Eyes. And as you can see here, the colors, they blend in so beautifully, the different types of pinks and reds, and it's just gorgeous, as well as the skin coloring. It's very, very nice. So what we have here, we've got our legend, and I always photocopy it so it's easy for me to check the numbers and that. And also, I wanted to mention that this Cafe Paris has 4 ABs and 4 Whimsy Dusts, which I translate to fairy dust. So I'm using the Art Dot pen with the little bunny rabbit on it. And this is specifically used for the ABs for this canvas here. And it's so quiet. I don't know if you can hear this, but it's very, very quiet. So I quite enjoy using this pen.
Now we're going to review that pen with the new one that's come out. Once we get it, it's on order. Apparently it's supposed to be better for the tip.
Yeah.
See that tip? It does wear.
And it's not a replaceable tip.
No, and it's not replaceable. So it should have been if you're going to design something. So I think they're just learning about this. And anyway, that pen there is, we're going to get a better, and it's got a longer charge life too.
Yeah.
But it's still really a nice thing to have. Very lightweight and quiet.
For sure. So well, I just leave this here, and that's in order to hold my canvas because it's getting quite heavy with all the drills, and I've got the canvas hanging over the edge here. So it just keeps things in place for me as I do the work. And I shouldn't say the work because this is a fun craft, so I take that back. So I do love the brilliancy of this. As you can see, it's absolutely brilliant, the drills in here. The only difficulty that I have had and encountered is based upon, it seems to be a really narrow grid. So what is happening for me is, and it's only in this area for whatever reason, is that one drill will pop up, and so I'll push it down and then another one pops up. So I've been doing that quite a bit as I was working in this specific area here. Prior to that, I haven't had any issues whatsoever. So that's a good thing. And I anticipate everything else will be smooth sailing. And the only trashy drill that I have found is, of course, the black number 310. I don't know why they never changed the color number to read 666 instead of 310, but hey, that's the way it goes. So yeah, that's basically the canvas here, and it is quite a large canvas. So it's 25.6 inches by 34.7 inches, or 65 by 88 centimeters.
What tray are you using in
So
this one?
this tray, I'm using the Elizabeth Ward tray. I don't have the lids on there right now, but anyways, I'll show you this here as well. And I do like Elizabeth Ward, but I just find that there's some containers that are taller than others, and I like things to be even. So that's the only thing that I found. Besides that, the large containers, they do hold a lot of drills.
Now, the pins that you're using, because you just showed the electric,
Yeah.
that's just for ABs, but what's
Well,
your other
I'm
pins?
sort of like one of those Amazon lovers. I absolutely love this type of pen. And this is my most preferred one. I've been using it for over a year now. And I'll try various pens, but I always gravitate back to this one. And these are cheap. I think they're around $13 or something
Yeah,
like
they're not
that.
very expensive.
And sometimes when the wax gets too full in this nib portion, I just replace the entire nib. So I'll just unscrew it with a little plier, and I'll just put a new nib in. So it's really, really a great pen.
So that's your main pen that you use.
Yeah,
And
it's my main one.
You tried multi-placing, but
I don't enjoy multi-placing, and I'll tell you why, is because you can tell where multi-placing has taken place. I find going one by one, your lines are much straighter. So that's only for myself, and maybe I'm old school that way, but I like to do it one by one.
and then is that the little tray you use?
Yeah, this is and here again, Yellow Dog's designs.
Those are like
They
mine.
made the best trays, and unfortunately, I guess they possibly closed down and sold to another company, and I don't know what that new company is. But anyways, I love this tray, and the reason is it's narrow, it's easy for me to hold it.
So you saw that Lorraine's got the narrow, and then I showed you the sort of medium, and then there's the gold one is the large. So there's all the different sizes,
Oh yeah.
but you like this size.
Yeah, and also I like how they have the white base in here, and your drills, they line up so beautifully in this type of a tray, because on top of that they have like a lip portion here.
Oh, and by the way, you have another one over there, a narrow. It's really colorful.
Oh yeah, this one's a really nice one. I like this one too.
It's a nice color.
Yeah. So, and I usually work with a couple trays, so these are my two favorite trays that I use. So
And Lorraine's working on 2 works in progress. What's your other one that you're working on?
oh, Cinnamon Girl.
Yes, so you got Cinnamon Girl.
Yes.
How does that compare to this one?
Well, so far I've done one big row at the bottom, and I haven't encountered any issues whatsoever. The drills are to perfection, so I can't say enough about that canvas.
So you're talking about different companies too, because this is Hannah Lynn. She's doing her own thing now. She used to do it. Well, I think she still does some, doesn't she, through
Yeah.
Dreamer Designs?
Yeah, through Dreamer Designs, but I also think you can special order on her own site on Facebook, isn't it?
Yeah, so, and that's where we order directly from Hannah Lynn.
Yeah.
So you've got that. And Cinnamon Girl is Ever After Diamond Painting. So it's a different company too. So that's another one that you have started. So,
Yes.
okay, so those are 2 nice ones, and they're both bright and cheery.
Mhm.
And of course, what's the most important thing that both of these have in them?
Both of them have is coffee.
Right.
What
See
can
that?
I say?
Does that say? And then we just heard somebody
my
talking
favorite.
about coffee. Who was it who said coffee came out with another study on coffee?
Megan Kelly.
Megan Kelly did.
Yeah.
So, and it was a good positive study. 2 or more cups of coffee, 2 to 3 cups, they say.
Yes.
You don't want to go more, too much more.
Yeah.
2 to 3 cups, and it really helps with Alzheimer's and other these
Yeah.
mental diseases.
Brain issues.
Brain issues?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm okay in there because I drink usually 4 or 5 coffees a day.
Whoa.
So hey.
I can only do the 2.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's Lorraine's coverage of what she's working on, and we just thought we'd take a closer view of the tools and what she's working with, and myself
And I
too.
should mention this really nice lamp that we got through Amazon. And it's really nice because you can,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, so, and you can bring it closer to see your work. And actually, it works really good.
Yeah.
I can see how some people don't use a light board. They just use a
Yeah, that's
light.
true. But you do use your light board.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Lorraine's got a light board in there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks guys, and we just thought we'd share our adventures with the canvases, and we'll also show you another part where we want to talk about our release papers, where we've bought it from, and types of release papers, and we'll also be doing a little segment on that. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so we're back, and we wanted to show you guys, so we're kind of doing, in our videos, we'll try to cover different areas, but this area here, we want to talk about these release papers. And some people may ask, many of you know what they are, but basically release papers, when you don't have, especially like a good example is the Diamond Art Club canvases have perforations in the plastic, so when you're doing a corner, you can just rip off, it's perforated, so you can take off the corner and then, or whatever part it is, and work on that part. But many of the canvases don't have that. It's one big
Plastic
sheet. So what you got to do is probably use your tape, and then from there cut off your plastic, and then you can put your release papers on it. Now, why they call them release paper? Because you can't just use any old product, because there's glue on there. It's going to stick. So you need the release papers. What's nice about these is you can stick them on and then they come off. And if you get good quality ones, you can use them, reuse them over and over. And I think that's the beauty of that, is being able to use them over and over. And so what we wanted to do is to show you the beautiful variety and some of the different companies and what our thoughts are. First, Lorraine, could you show the basic Amazon cheaper stuff that you can buy? You could buy this in a big plastic here.
It's,
see how thin it is.
It's very thin. Okay, so it might last you maybe 3 or 4 rounds with it, and it curls up, so then I better ditch this. So, and it's very, very cheap on Amazon, and as you can see,
but it is an option.
Very thin.
It does work.
Yeah, it does work.
But I kind of believe it's a whole experience when you're doing the diamond art. So you want all these nice things around you to just uplift you and feel part of what you're doing, the canvas and everything. So let's start with these guys, because it's a smaller company that we got this from Etsy, right, Lorraine?
Yeah.
So Lorraine will show you, like, basically.
So this is from Lolina's Designs on Etsy. And this particular one is called Starry Sky.
Starry Sky. So take a look at that and just show some of the different images they have on there.
Okay. So we've got here the tree. I don't know if you can see it well.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a duplication. Then you've got this showing the mountains. And there are some more trees, stars, somebody standing.
So whatever mood you're feeling, or the
Yeah.
canvas, what type of canvas you're doing, you may want to use one of these.
And this is really nice. This is sort of like a really, really starry, and has like a little, almost looks like a little pond. Yeah, so that's that.
So that's that. Put that away.
Yeah. And then she has another one called Winter Wonderland. So this is more what we were using around the Christmas season. And she has here like a cottage in the right-hand corner. And then here again, it looks like today our type of weather, all snow, ice.
And we put up with it for a long time.
Yeah. And here we have like a castle of some sort. Nice little bridge. So these images are very, very beautiful. And here again, we've got all this. Wow, this is gorgeous.
So you can see they have a variety in there with the theme.
Yeah, a little town here.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very nice.
There's quite a few in there too.
Yeah.
I know your Starry Sky, I've been using some of them. That's why it's not, you don't have all of them there. But there is.
And
there
then
is
we
quite a
have
few.
this vintage bookstore.
That's a cool one. A lot of people
Once
will
again,
like that.
Luina Designs on Etsy. And of course, she's in the USA, so here we
I
go.
think we said these were they $10 US or something like that per packet.
Yes. This is quite gorgeous. Love books and these beautiful libraries. Wow.
Yeah, that was a nice theme in there.
Yeah.
I like that. So anything that's an inside type of home or a cabin or something like that, these would be nice.
This is nice, a little bookstore here. That's sweet. Another bookstore
And
here.
apparently they have, they're sponsoring a 2026 Morales event. So we haven't checked that out, but we just knew that. Marie, if you could show that up close.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so that's where they give you a nice card, and then
And then also enjoy 10% off with code THANKS10.
yeah,
So
Nice.
yeah, if you can go on her site on Etsy, and we're definitely not involved with advertising or anything. It's just what we love as release papers.
yeah. So that's a great release paper, and then you have, they're nice little packets too. They have a little thing like this. See, Velcro. That's a Velcro piece, which
Yes.
is really nice. So, when you have a certain theme canvas, you can take a certain type of release paper, and it works great. Now, a lot of people know these guys.
Yeah, Crafts with Crashly, and they're also, it's a small family business down in the USA.
And they
And-
sponsor lots. don't they?
Yes, they are excellent.
As a matter of fact, Crafts with Crashly, they have a website, Facebook, and YouTube, so you can reach them in different ways. So these, Lorraine will show you.
Okay. So, and what's really nice is on their envelope, they actually put the actual release paper image that you will have inside of the envelope. So that's really nice. So there's multiples of this one here.
You seem to be caught with winter there.
Yeah,
You experience it so much.
yeah, yeah. These
Yeah.
are basically all the same. Yeah. Here's one here with the full moon. Yeah. Yeah, these are basically, this is like a nighttime image as well.
Now, by the way, most of these companies, what they have are different sizes as well. So depending on what you like working on, you can go with 4x6, or there's different sizes, 4x4, 4x6. There's different sizes, and you specify the size you want, a 3x5, and basically what it is if that's what you work on in a day or whatever, you may want a release paper that's that size. But here's some Christmas ones.
Okay. So this one I really enjoy. To this day, I'm still using this. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Isn't that nice? I don't know. There's just something so wonderful about this. And then, of course, we have this. The little Santa Claus and the reindeer and snowflakes. Yeah.
So Christmas theme there.
Yeah.
Must love books. We got another book one.
Yes, definitely book people we are. So let's see here. And this is just all the same. So I'll just show you this. So a bookcase with all the books in there. So yeah, this is really a nice one we enjoy. So what's really great about these is that they do last for a long time. And that's what we really enjoy, is getting good use out of our release paper. You might pay a little bit more, but on the long run, it is well worth it.
Now, from what we've seen, got just a little measuring tape here. From what we've seen of these, let's just check. I think we picked always the same size, but let's just take a look here. What's that, 5?
5 1/4? Oh, maybe 5, yeah. 4?
4 by 5.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for those. Crashly, the ones that we just looked at, are they the same? Let's take a look. That is different. 4 by 4. Okay, so we do have an example here. So you can see these. Now I got these because Josephine Wall. I'm working on a Josephine Wall, so it's nice to have a representation of that. That's really nice, the ones that we have here.
So that's really, really pretty.
Just to get one of those images of hers, and you can see how pixelated it is, because
Yeah.
that's the way hers are. That's 4 by 4. So, you know, there's a variation, and, you know, you pick a certain size and go with it. They're all priced differently based on that. Now, these guys even show you, they don't need a measuring tape. Shows you right on the pack. These are all 4 by 5s, and they're all from.
So this is B's Crafty Corner, and that's in Canada. And should I say A?
Yeah, may as well.
And this one is called Enchanted Rose. And it's showing on here, it's glossy paper, it's thick. The size is 4 by 5.
Well, that's a good thing that Lorraine brings that up, because there are variations in thickness and matte and gloss. So the pricing's all relative to what that is. But we got all glossy thick. So you can tell these are thicker.
So this is Enchanted Red Rose. Isn't that beautiful, eh?
And you want them to last.
Yeah.
So these are going to last because they're glossy thick. We always yearn for spring and summer because winter's so long. So you'll notice these are the most recent ones we bought, and they're all beautiful spring summer type things.
So this one is Enchanted Tiger Lily. Again, it's glossy thick and a size 4 by 5. Reminds me of all our tiger lilies we have in our garden.
We do have. We love them.
Yeah. Most durable.
Okay. And we got a touch of fall here.
So as you can see, we ordered all the same. This is called Vibrant Leaves. Again, glossy, thick. See how thick it is? It's
thick.
actually, you can hear the whipping sound.
And I think we felt 4 by 5 is our favorite size, eh?
Yeah.
It's a nice size. It's a size you could say, well, I'm going to work on this one for a couple hours, and you know, you time it and sort of say, okay, this is going to work for me for the amount of time that I'm putting into my diamond painting. But it comes on and off very easily, And that's the whole key, is that it comes on and off quickly and easily, and it doesn't rip or grab or anything. They're very, very good to work with. So we thought we'd share with you guys just the ones we have, but by all means, you check out Etsy especially, because there's a lot of small owners on there. Some of these guys even have other stuff. They have trays and all kinds of gadgets and pens and everything. So it's worth checking out some of these guys, and I think you'll be excited to sort of see some of the offerings they have on there. So that's all we wanted to share with you guys, and I guess that's it for us for this time, and next week we'll come up with some other surprises.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks for coming by, and we'll see you guys again sometime.
Bye-bye.
Bye.